The best thing that can happen to Sacramento, make it a modern city to have all the old buildings torn down.
Well, I think it's a good idea that they're tearing most of them down, although it would be nice to leave some of them up, more the historical ones.
Yes, I do believe the historical buildings in the West End Sacramento should be preserved for the posterity of our children so that they will know the early history of California, which is a romantic state.
In the decades following World War II, redevelopment changed the face of cities all across America. During that time, Sacramento underwent an especially dramatic transformation. A large portion of the central city known as the West End was widely considered to be among the largest slums in the western United States. Others saw it differently, as a hardscrabble and gritty community with a diverse mix of businesses and residents. In the end, more than 200 blocks of the city's urban core were slated for redevelopment. During the 1950s and 60s, hundreds of structures were demolished, thousands of citizens were uprooted, and millions of federal dollars poured into Sacramento, all earmarked for redevelopment.
Sacramento Redevelopment Agency was created by the City Council of Sacramento in December of 1950. It was developed and created by that council for the purpose of taking advantage of federal laws and appropriations, enabling cities who so desired to clear slums and to redevelop areas that were depressed economically and socially.
On January 29, 1957, the symbolic beginning of redevelopment in Sacramento's West End commenced. California Governor Goodwin Knight controlled the crane as a two-story Victorian at 526 Capitol Avenue came down. With redevelopment of the West End and the Capitol Mall project well underway, so too was the displacement and relocation of residents and businesses that stretched from the Sacramento River all the way to the state capitol.
I don't want to move, you know. I moved already one time here. I don't want to move.
I'm glad that they're tearing down the buildings and making a better place. And no slums should be here in America. It all should be a great America. And I don't want nobody to be laying out in the streets. I am for it and against it. I'm against it, of course, because there's so many people, they lost their business, been here for so many years. And I'm for it for the benefit of the city of Sacramento.
Some workers in the West End did not lose their businesses and benefited greatly from redevelopment.
A lot of the buildings should be torn down and build new buildings. And I think it's okay myself. It's helped my business already considerably. In time, it takes time to tear all buildings down, get them built up. Takes about a matter of time. I think it's going to come out to be a really nice thing.
Redevelopment is a great thing, but we still think that the development should start at 2nd Street and Front Street and come toward us, toward 8th Street. But we do think that in the very short time that we will see some development, and we're glad that we're staying down where we're all raised.
Preserving Sacramento's oldest structures was also a big priority during redevelopment.
John, the Historic Landmarks Commission has rather ambitious plans. Where do they expect to get the money to finance the project?
Well, Stan, getting money for anything of this sort is always a great big problem. Possibilities are through the medium of the California Division of Beaches and Parks, possibly some legislative action, and that has been suggested. Also, there is a possibility of getting some money from the city, from the county, and it's even been suggested that a historical area zone be put into force at the proper timing. That in itself could raise some money.
The historic landmarks in its rebuilding conceivably might conflict with redevelopment and freeway plans, or not.
Well, that's true. There could be, and there very possibly will be, an overlapping. But it seems to many people in Sacramento that there is plenty of room for all of these things in the city of Sacramento, for the freeways and for the historic landmarks, and the historic museum in the west end of the city of Sacramento, and certainly for redevelopment, that is the expansion of the redevelopment agency.
Redevelopment in Sacramento has had a very fine effect, particularly in regards to crime, health, and fire protection. There's no doubt that with redevelopment, we will have a reduction in the incident of crime in the entire city of Sacramento. Definitely, fire tragedies will be eliminated, and the city will have a great benefit from this wonderful project. Overall, it's very reasonable to think that the people of Sacramento will be more than repaid by redevelopment.
We are currently in the process of converting a slum and blighted area into a valuable new integral part of our downtown. In the background, you can see construction underway on this $6.5 million office building. Across the street, the first section of what will be several hundred new apartments is well advanced. Negotiations are underway, and architectural studies are also well advanced for other major developments. We are fortunate in having available to us some of the leading architectural talents of the nation, all devoted to the objective of providing a healthier and sounder base for our future and healthier growth.